Hello, Jayanam here with a short Blender 2.8 rigging tips and tricks tutorial. But before we start, let me announce a great Blender 2.8 character rigging course from P2 Design. With that you will be able to create an animated character and a scene like this. The course starts with the very basics of Blender. You learn how to create objects and bones and how to transform them, and also how to constrain their transformations. After that you get to know how to use these concepts for a character mesh, like adding bones to the character, to the different body parts, until it is fully rigged and ready to be animated. Then a professional unwrapped and textured character is rigged, and topics like facial rigging are covered as well in detail. In the end, even though you were a complete beginner to character rigging, you will be able to rig a game character, animate it, and create an amazing scene like this one with Blender 2.8. The link to the course can be found in the description below. If you're looking for a complete beginner to pro rigging course for Blender 2.8, this is the one you need. Alright, now let's continue with my rigging tips and tricks tutorial. Here is the low poly hero character that I use in my low poly game kit for Unity, which I'm currently working on. And I go ahead and press Shift and A to add an armature for this character, and here you can see the first bone. But it is kind of hidden by the mesh, so I go to the armature tab and check the in front option. Okay, now I can see the bone above the character. I press Tab to go to edit mode, select the head of the bone. Then I choose the move tool and move this upwards to scale the bone for the character. This will be the bone for the hips, by the way. And this size is alright. And now select the tail of the bone. Yes, this is the tail. And then I go ahead and extrude the spine bone by pressing E and Z from this hips bone. Then again the E key to extrude the neck bone, and one more time to extrude the bone for the head. Okay, that was fast, but we have to adjust the positions of the bone, the locations. So I turn around the view and press 5 on the numpad to have an orthographic right view, and then again I use the move tool to move the bones around, the tails or the heads of the bones, to fit the mesh of the character. Okay, so far for the bones at the center. This is the more simple part. And now let's add the arms and the legs, which is a bit more tricky, but tricky is no problem because we have nice tricks to solve it. So let's see. First of all, I duplicate this neck bone by pressing Shift and D, and I want this to be the bone for the left shoulder. And here comes the first trick, and this is snapping to volume. So I select this in the toolbar, in the Snap to menu, and after that I enable snapping. And what happens now when I move the bone and snap it to the mesh, it will be positioned just correctly, which means in the center of the mesh along the y-axis, because we have the view snapped to front orthographic, which is along the y-axis. Okay, and now I extrude new bones for the upper arm, for the forearm and the hand. I press E to extrude, and still I have snapping enabled. And look at this, when I turn around my view now, the bones are positioned just in the way you want them to be for the character. Okay, you can press Alt and R now to clear the rotation, the roll of the bone. But I think the shoulder bone can stay as is. So we go ahead and duplicate another bone, and this is the one for the hips. This bone I want to use as a thigh bone for the left side. So I bring it to this position, again snapping enabled. And for this I turn around the view and snap it to right auto and extrude the bone for the shin. Looks good, and now the last bone for the foot. Alright, now all bones are in place for the left side. I adjust the roll for this one by pressing Alt and R. And now I want to show you a second trick. And this is how to bring the bones from the left side to the right side, how to symmetrize the armature, and also have a correct naming for the bones as well. So what is this naming all about? We have to follow a certain naming convention. The names of the bones on the left side get the addition, the suffix, point L for left. So I name the bones shoulder.L, arm.L, hand.L, foot.L and so on. And after I did this, I can use the symmetrize feature for the armature. So I press A to select all the bones and then I right click and choose the option symmetrize. And the magic happened. The bones of the left side are copied to the right side, and when you have a look at the names you can see that they are named in a symmetrical way, for example arm.R, foot.R and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's do a test, a simple rigging with automatic weights. Let me first move the armature to this collection so that we can see the parenting, because we are going to parent the mesh to the armature. So I select both in object mode, the mesh first, and then I press Ctrl and P and choose with automatic weights. Then with the armature selected, I tap into pose mode and now I can select bones and create some simple poses or animations with this character that is rigged now. Alright guys, I hope you liked this short tutorial for rigging, these short Blender tips. If you do, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, stay tuned. If you'd like to support me, then be my patron, this would really help. Thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I see you in the next one.